My name is Margaret, and I am 60 years old. Life has taught me many lessons, but the hardest one has been learning that love is not always repaid with love. I was only 35 when my younger sister, Elaine, passed away in a tragic car accident, leaving behind her 3-year-old son, David. His father had abandoned them long before, and with no one else willing to take him in, I stepped forward. I was single, with no children of my own, but from the moment I held David in my arms, I knew he was mine. Raising him wasn't easy. I worked long hours as a nurse, barely making ends meet. I gave up vacations, new clothes, and even my dream of owning a home, all so David could have a good life. I stayed up with him when he had nightmares, cheered him on at school events, and saved every penny to put him through college. He called me mom sometimes by accident, and I never corrected him. Deep inside, I cherished it. David was a bright boy. He excelled in school, got a scholarship, and went off to a prestigious university. I cried when he left, not because I was sad, but because I was proud. I thought that, no matter what, we would always be close. At first, he called regularly. He told me about his classes, his friends, and his dreams. But as time passed, the calls became less frequent. He got busy. He graduated, got a job in another city, and met a girl. I heard about his engagement from a distant relative. That was the first real heartbreak. I told myself he was just caught up in life. I waited for his calls, but they never came. I sent him messages, but he rarely replied. When he did, they were short and formal. "Hope you're well, Aunt Margaret." Not Mom. Not even Maggie, the name he used when he was little. Just Aunt Margaret. The realization hit me slowly, David had moved on. Maybe I had been just a phase in his life, a bridge between his past and his future. I tried to convince myself that he still cared, that he was just too busy, but deep down, I knew the truth. Years passed. My hair turned gray, and my health began to decline. I longed to hear his voice, to see him walk through the door and hug me like he used to. But the house remained silent. One day, I saw a wedding photo on social media. David stood with his new wife, surrounded by people I didn't know. I wasn't invited. That night, I sat alone at the kitchen table, staring at the old family album. There was a picture of David on his first day of school, holding my hand, smiling up at me with love and trust. I traced his face with my fingers and whispered, "Did you really forget me, my son?" I wanted to be angry, but I wasn't. I had given him everything I could. Maybe that was my purpose, to be his mother when he needed one, even if he no longer needed me now. A week later, I received a call from an unknown number. My heart pounded as I answered. "Hello?" There was a pause. Then, a familiar voice, hesitant and uncertain. "Aunt Margaret." I'm sorry." Tears welled in my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. I took a deep breath and said the only thing that mattered. "It's okay, David. Tell me how you've been."